Okay, so hello, welcome to the break room, which is a little sort of project I'm starting. It's sort of going to be a mix between me talking about a lot of things which I feel are very important to talk about, regardless of the situation we're in or not, and also trying to help you guys as well, as you're sort of very stereotypical uni student, sort of teenage boy aspect. I just want to try and give a sort of perspective on a lot of things which are affecting a lot of people in a lot of ways. This is sort of trying to help me in a way of getting a lot of things off my chest in kind of a creative way, and trying to help a lot of people out there who I know are struggling through the same things. I'm not going to make this too much of a downer, seeing as it's the first video I'm going to put on the page, but I wanted to kind of set a precedence for what I want the break room to be. They're not going to be very long videos, they're more going to be just me rambling to myself on the front facing camera of my phone, but it's going to be a sort of way that I hope to help a lot of people going through the same thing, and also try and bring some more creative stuff that I love doing to the break room as well. Yeah, it's going to be weird, it's going to be different, there's going to be a lot of different aspects that I want to bring into the break room. There's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of, would this work? Okay, we'll put this into a video, let's see how this works, how many people like it, if the community likes it, if there's ever a community, and sort of change from this. It's going to be a very fluid sort of channel. It's going to hop from one thing to another, to another, to another. There's not going to be a sort of structure, apart from the fact that I do want it to be every 3 to 4 days there's something on the channel. And it's sort of just going to be me talking to you guys in the most blunt, basic sort of aspect, because there's a lot of negativity, and there's a lot of people sort of hide their own emotions within themselves. They sort of think, no one's going to talk about that, so why do I need to talk about it? I'm not, it's what I'm going through is not special, it's just, it's my thing and no one needs to hear about it, and that's not the case. Whatever you're going through, someone will listen to, and I want to sort of showcase that by talking about things that have happened to me, things that are happening to me currently, things I'm going through, how I'm feeling, in a sort of relatable way where people can watch this and think, that guy gets me, or he understands, or I'm not going quite through that, but I get what he means, and sort of bring in what I'm doing to try and help myself, in a way to almost try and help you guys, not in a too patronising way. I really do hope that doesn't sound patronising. Think of the break room as somewhere that you guys can just go, somewhere where you can sit down when you're having a break, no matter what you're doing, and just listen to me chat crazy, stupid, but sort of relatable facts, sort of relatable experiences. It's a very collage effect within this, and it's going to be, I hope it's going to be helpful. I hope it's going to be helpful for you. I hope it's going to be helpful for me, as I'm planning on having a few talks where I just sort of explain my life and explain how university's affected me, and explain how the course I do has affected me, and how I try and do things, how I try and revise, how I sort of prep for placement, how I sort of mentally just get rid of it all at the end of an evening, so I don't take that stuff up to bed with me, so I don't constantly think about it 24/7, because being proactive is good, but there's a limit to being proactive, and there's downtime that you should have, but that's a topic for another video. So this is really just an introduction to it. It's going to be very rough around the edges. I know it's really just me rambling to you, trying to introduce it, but that's how I want the channel to be. I want it to be very genuine. I don't want it to be fake. I don't want it to look like anyone's glamorizing everything, but I also don't want it to be too patronising. It's going to be real, but it's going to be relatable. And I think, for better or worse, COVID has brought out the best in people, it's brought out the worst in people. And I know it's brought out the best and worst in me. And I want to try and document that in this. It's like a visual diary of me, of my experiences, of how I try to sort of navigate this whole new way that people are living their lives, and also how a normal teenager would navigate their normal lives regardless of this. And by no means saying that there is a normal way to do everything, because the word normal I don't think should exist. Nothing's ever normal, because what are you basing it on? There's no average person. Everyone is so unique in their own sort of being. They're so unique in their way of doing things that normal's outdated. And this is going to be quirky, this is going to be a little bit different, this isn't going to be like every single YouTube video I've ever watched. But then again, no same YouTube video is ever going to be the same as you'd watch. You could click off this and then go and watch a video on Red Dead Redemption, you can go and watch a video on Dr. Pimple Popper, you can go and watch literally anything. That's why it's so diverse, and I just want to put my 2 pence in and see what happens, really. So yeah, the break room is going to have some teething issues at the start. By no means this video, because this is, I'm sure when I watch this back and publish it, it's going to be a bit all over the place, but I hope you guys stick around, and I hope the next video when I release it is going to be a bit more structured. This is really a sort of a laid back introduction to what I really want to try and get the channel to be. And I hope you guys like, share and subscribe. I'm not currently on any social media apart from Facebook, because Galaxy won't let me delete Facebook off my phone. And that's a whole nother story, whole nother video to make about why I've decided to do this whole social media detox, especially during COVID and especially with everything going on in everyone's lives. I've sort of decided to take a step back from that and do a very retrospective, creative project, which is the break room, which you're all watching now. And I hope it's something that continues. I hope it's a project that I can get lifted off the ground and I can get to relate to a lot of people. I wanted to cover the basis of mental health, which is very important. I know Mental Health Awareness Week was last week, but mental health is so important. It shouldn't just be 1 week and we forget about it. It should be a constant thing that everyone is being reminded of, that everyone is understanding of and is educated about. There's things that I don't even understand that I might either have gone through or people have gone through, because it's such an evolving sort of area of medical expertise. So I'm going to want to cover mental health extensively, both from what I've experienced and ways that you can look after your own mental health. University is going to be a big part of it, as I'm currently a first year student paramedic, so I want to cover placement for any students going into any medical placement sort of course at university. I want to cover school life, because that has made, for better or worse, made me the man I am, and I have a lot to thank for school as well, so I'm going to have a little deep dive into that. And I want it to be very honest. I want it to be very, not bare, but that sort of thing. It's not going to be dramatised, it's not going to be scripted. If something happens, and I think I could turn that into something like this, a sort of story or a sort of rant, something like that, I will. And if things become better, or if things get worse, I'll document that, because it'll go into this. It's going to be my own little collage, which I'm letting you guys into. And I'll talk about things like music and film and TV and stuff like that that just help me cope through things, to try and help anyone who's watching this who's going through something similar, who's going through a hard time, who's struggling with their own mental health, who's struggling with relationships, who's struggling with friendships. I want to try and give you guys a space where you can watch something, maybe learn a thing or two, or just realise that you're not alone. Because whenever you're in a job, whenever you go to a break room, there are people sitting there who you can talk to. And if you haven't got those people sitting there, I'm here for you. You can listen to me, you can ask me anything. I'll link my Facebook down in the comments below. And it's just going to be a place where we can have this collaborative sort of area where I'll be making videos, I'll be talking to the camera, and that I hope it helps you guys. It's sort of a little project that I've wanted to do for a long time, but never really had the experience, the time and confidence to do, because it's going to be difficult for me to be able to be so open and talk about things. I'm not really that sort of an open person. I'm a very talkative person, but when it comes to things that have impacted me, that's sort of something I try to stick away from in normal conversations, or even conversations with people that mean the most to me. So yeah, that's really what I want the video to be. I want it to be this place that people can come to when they're struggling. This place where people can see me, see what I've gone through, and how I've tried to do things and how not to do things, which I've done. Learn from my mistakes and make sure you don't go down the same paths that I've done. And there's going to be fun stuff as well. I'm going to bring in a bit of acting, bit of music, bit of this, bit of that, a bit of Pokemon, because that is my absolute love. I've forgotten how much I adore that series. So it's going to be weird. It's going to be different, but it's going to be good. Entertaining, fun, all those words. I want to have it incorporated into everything. And I'm going to end this sort of ramble, which has gone on for far too long, with the fact that you are not alone. Whoever's watching this, or if you're ever going through anything, you're not alone, and I will be with you 100% of the way. If you're going through something, let me know, give me a call, give me a text, give me a Facebook, and I'll be there no matter what the time, because knowing you have someone there is the first step to making everything better. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to making the next one.